So on the last slide, we were playing with interfaces and the shutdown, no shutdown. We also discussed something called VLANs. So I think if you do VLAN question, you can see there's a database. There's also this show thing that does stuff. Oh, this is pretty neat. So if we do a show VLAN and question, I wonder what this does. So let's try show VLAN and press enter. So what all did we get? So it came back, it showed us that we have a VLAN1, which is named default, and that it's active. And then inside of VLAN1, we have FA0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which I believe I told you by default, every interface, every switch port is a part of VLAN1. So now you can see it. There are some other special VLANs, 1002 through 5, which we don't really use anymore because we don't do FIDI token ring. We pretty much do Ethernet. So those are kind of useless. But everything from VLAN 1 to 1000 can be configured onto the switch as VLANs, so we can move ports around. So that's something we're going to learn when we get into the second semester of Cisco. We just know that everything's in VLAN 1, and hence that's why we assign IP addresses to VLAN 1. So if you do a show interface, you can actually specify VLAN 1. And so we should see if it's up or not up. So there's a show interface. You can see it's up, and the protocol's up. So that means that it's actually configured and online. That's good. And you can see the IP address that I've assigned to it. So is the VLAN working? I don't know. Let's test it out. So there's a command called ping. So when you do ping and an IP address, and you press enter, if that IP address is active and functioning, you'll get a response. So just so you know, ping sends 5 packets in Cisco, and it's looking for success. So you can see 5 packets were sent. They're called ICMP or ping packets, and 5 ICMP or ping packets were received. So we actually have configured our VLAN interface. So the other thing we did was we configured, using a range command, the disablement of all switch ports on the switch. So if I do show FA for fast Ethernet 0/1, oh, show interface, sorry, FA 0/1, you can see that fast Ethernet 1 is online, and it's also up and connected. It means the PC is plugged into it. That's pretty cool. You can see if it's taking any errors or having any problems. It would all show up right here. You see how many packets have gone in and out. Now, we also shut off a bunch of interfaces, so you can actually spell it all the way out if you want. So 1 and 2 were brought online, so they both should show up. But what if I go to 3? Oops, sorry. Oh, look at that. Well, so when you see a port or interface on a piece of Cisco equipment that says administratively down, know that means that you turned it off. Used the shutdown command and you disabled that port. So even if I plug something in there, they're not going to get a network connection. They're not going to be able to use that interface. We do that for security purposes because we don't want somebody going out to a wall outlet, plugging in their laptop, and then capturing data on our network unless it's authorized. So any unused ports, any ports where we don't have devices plugged in, you're going to run the shutdown command on and turn off. We know that they're off because it's administratively down. It looks a little different, so I'm going to shrink this and I'll bring it back. If I disconnect a cable, from the device, and then I go back to the PC. I can still talk because the console cable is hooked up, but you can see interface FA0 went down. If I do show interface FA01 to abbreviate, what does that look like? So it's not administratively down, it's down and it's disabled. So this could be bad configuration, but it could also be a physical layer problem. In this case, we know it's a physical layer problem because we uncabled the device, right? So let's put our console cable back in play. And eventually that'll go back online and you'll see it come up like that. So that's some show commands. I've already showed you show running so you can see the actual running config. I've now showed you show interfaces so you can see some of the different problems and identify those problems. Administratively down means that it's shut down, the shutdown command. If it shows just down, then it could be a physical problem, but it could also be software configuration issue. And then up, that's good. Everything's satisfying the needs, the device is online.